Okay, you guys out there who said you need trees in your life, lots of trees on your campsite, you don't like the RV resorts that are just concrete pads with nothing else, well, this video might be for you. We just got back from North Georgia and camped at Cloudland Canyon State Park.
So this park is located in Trenton, Georgia. Can I kind of give you an idea where that's at? It's like, I want to say I saw a sign like 40 miles southeast of Chattanooga. So it's pretty close to Chattanooga. It's right there where Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia all kind of come together. So it's right there in that area. We booked this campsite in what, January?
January of 24. For Labor Day weekend of 24.
The reason you got to book it so early is it's just not very big.
Yeah, it's a small state park campground with 2 loops, which we'll tell you about. And as you guys know, sometimes it can be hard to get these sites. So you got to book in advance, and that's what we did. And if you don't know how to book it, it's very easy. It's not recreation.gov. It's gastateparks.reserveamerica.com. That's a long one, but you can create an account and then get in there and browse and see what's available for, I guess, 2025 at this point. In our campground tours, we normally cover Jarrett's world famous bike tour, and we will show you around the place best we can.
Or as I've grown to call it, an idiot with a hat cam tour.
We cover that first. And then any favorite sites we might like to pick out that we find to be our favorite that we might want to book again. Likes and dislikes, things to do in the area, and maybe particularly in this video, we might have a little golden nugget at the end with some campfire recipes you might like, so stick around for that.
So getting into it, I had heard that it was kind of difficult to get to, but it's really not. You do pull a pretty good hill. It's got some hairpin turns on it. It's kind of turns where you pass yourself on the curve. But honestly, getting up to it wasn't no big deal. Getting in was easy. The hardest part about setting up was we really getting in the whole thing is it decided to downpour as soon as we got there.
Yeah, our luck had it that day. And you loved every minute, didn't you? We literally just pulled in and it started to sprinkle. And then the heavens opened. God opened the heavens for you.
Smacked you with the garden hose.
You got dirt on your nose.
I got dirt everywhere.
Olivia has to go to the bathroom. She wants to know if you'll hurry up.
There's a big old woods out there. She can pop a squat by a tree. So the visitor center to be a state park was actually really good. They had cold drinks. They had a few snacks. Tons of merch.
Oh, yeah.
They had a few things if you forgot something for your camper, like you need a 50 to 30 amp adapter. They had some stuff like that.
They got Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots.
Really good t-shirts.
And so, you know, it's to be a state park, it's actually a really nice camp store. So
it was.
They do have an RV lane that you can pull off into, but I will say that lane is not very wide when you look at the way they pull the cars in. So it gets a little crowded.
It's tight, especially with the people pulling into the visitor center that want to back out, and then you got people walking. You just got to pay attention. You can also get firewood there. It was pretty dry.
And you can get firewood at the campsites, but it's $6 a bundle. Cash only, no change, nothing smaller than 100.
There you go.
No, they'll take a less than $100 bill, but it is it's all cash only, and I don't think they do change. So
let's move on to Jarrett's world famous bike tour so you guys can see the place first.
All right, guys, we are in the West Rim Campground. Fair disclosure, never been in here before, so I don't even know what I'm looking at. So we're gonna learn together. The guy at the camp store said it's more wooded over here than we're at. We're actually staying in the East Rim. So they did say they remodeled these campsites, and they all have 50 amp hookups and water. This is actually a really nice campground. Hey, that's got full hookups. Yeah. Alright. There you go. Some of these have full hookups over here. Campground host on duty. $6 firewood. Actually have good firewood. And that's the West Rim Trail there. Alright, they don't have full hookups. So some full hookups and some not full hookups. There you go. It's kind of what you would expect from a state park. But like, they got these little wire deal things, and you can see them better at our campsite or around our section. Those are nice. Like your truck, dude. I will say too, they have really nice shower houses. At least the one on our side is really clean and nice. So that campsite there is long. That's a big old pull through. I mean, you literally, big pull through. Alright, so I am leaving the visitor center. Kind of show you guys this. When you come out of here, if you go straight up here, that takes you straight to the West Rim Campground. And we're going to hang it right. And we're going to go to the East Rim Campground where we're staying. Make sure there's no cars coming. One thing I will say is the dump stations are out of the campground. It's kind of weird. So this is where we're staying. So we're in East Rim Campground. This is a pretty new section, I believe. No full hookups up here, but they all have 50 amp service and water, well, that I can see. So these few sites up here are concrete, but the rest of them are gravel. And they do have these cabins here. Actually, this is cabin 1. If you go down to the left side of cabin 1, there's a set of stairs right behind it, and it takes you right to the trails where the waterfalls are. As you can kind of see though, all the campsites are pretty nice, pretty big. That's one good thing about state parks, well, and Corps of Engineer parks. They always have big campsites. So now this campsite is not very big. But you can kind of see like the fencing around these campgrounds. They did a good job of getting them level, and they are pretty level left to right. Actually, they're just pretty level campsites altogether. I did have to put my camper on one set of blocks, the little orange Lego block looking things. But that's it. Hey, how are you? So, but this is really like, this is the East Rim. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, 30 campsites in here, maybe. If you like trees, you got trees. Look at a thunderstorm about to happen. Lots of green space. So, let us know what you think. Hey, look there. It's Valerie from our next adventure.
Okay, so a couple of our favorite sites. As you saw, there's 2 loops, right?
Correct.
East Rim and West Rim. We stayed in the East Rim.
We did.
And we were at site 74. Cloudland Canyon.
It's nice. I like it.
Not bad. 75 looks cute too. Although a little short for us. I like the fencing. How adorable. Gives you your own little private space. It's got everything you need. Picnic table, grill, stuff to hang stuff, fire pit. But I did pick out a few others that I liked in the East rim, the same loop. 60 and 61 both are pretty dang awesome. 59 is cool. It's a little back end. This site has its own little pit too. How awesome is this? Okay, my two favorite sites in the West Rim, Site 10, which I have a picture of, and I also loved Site 43. Looked like a really nice pull-through site, and then on one side they had the grill area, and then there was like a step over area with a whole fire pit area that kind of was covered by the trees. It looked very spacious and very private and like a space of its own. So I really liked those. Likes and dislikes.
Really big sites, lots of trees, and then honestly the campground, like the east rim, felt fairly new. I think that's a newer section of the campground, and then they just remodeled. It's not very often that you go into a state park that was that clean and nice.
And cheap. $46. That's pretty cheap. I mean, some are going to say that's pretty expensive. And then I know everyone with a senior discount is going to say, well, I get it for $15. And then my dad's going to say, well, I get it for free. And so we know that it could be cheaper. But for us who don't have those discounts yet, it was $46 a night. So for 3 nights, it was like $139. That's pretty good for a holiday weekend.
Oh, and I do like to have 50 amp hookups.
Well, there you go. Yes.
I was expecting a 30 because the website said 30, but when we got there, it was actually a 50 amp hookup. So.
I like that the camp store is always open, except for, I think, New Year's Day is what I was told. So they're always there. Like Labor Day weekend, they were open. You didn't have to worry. You can get what you need, get your firewood. It was great. Thank you. My only dislike, and this is because I am pampered and we've been doing this long enough. We're not good boondockers. I like full hookups, okay? So next time we go, I think we'll just book one that has a full hookup. Is that a bug? It's a spider. Spider. Right behind you. And it's a black jumpy one.
Oh, he's in my napkin.
You sure? Yep. Safe.
So one thing that was cool about the campsites is that they had really good access to the trails. And so I did notice when I was doing my bike tour that there was a trailhead for the West Rim campground, for the West Rim trail. Right there.
I did like that they had a nice bathhouse too. Because no full hookups, you might need to go shower, and I thought it was pretty clean and nice. Things to do. Traditional style camping. So all the things, lots of people had their hammocks,
between them coveted trees.
That's right. You can tie a hammock between the trees on your own site.
Yeah.
Campfire cooking, all the camping things. You can go hiking, you can go biking. So you can cook out, you can picnic, you can play cards, you can do all the traditional camping stuff. They've got these really nice picnic pavilions. So if you'd rather just go have a big picnic with your family, maybe you're camping with a group and you actually got to book the sites together as a group. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that, but call us and let me know.
Traditional camping like we did with the kids, like bring all the toys, bring your footballs, bring your scooters. I really enjoyed watching our neighbors this weekend throw the football with their kids. And this was for us coming right after we did our question and answer video where I reminisced and cried a little bit about the times that, I grew up with, and then taking our kids. It really took me back watching him play with his girls like that. I was like, okay, I miss these days. But we got to go with Liv, and we played a lot of cards, a lot of rummy with Olivia this weekend. So it was good. Aside from doing the traditional things, you can go into Trenton if you want to. It's literally like 7 or 8 miles, and go to Thatcher's Barbecue. It's freaking delicious. We stopped in there on our first night in, and we didn't plan on this actually, but because it was pouring down rain, we got a little jumbled up with what we were going to do for dinner. We were going to cook over the fire, and we decided, let's go to this place we read about real quick. And I'm so glad we did, because this place is really good. And I can't even tell you everything that's on the menu. Just look it up. And I'm pretty sure they're always busy. We got lucky and got right in because we went at 3 p.m. So we were like in between the rushes. I had chopped chicken and you had pulled pork. But the sides were amazing. I got fried green tomatoes and these little sweet potato tater tots. But they were like dusted in cinnamon sugar. If you guys are sweet potato fans, those hit the spot.
I had their pulled pork with their baked beans. I'm pretty picky about my baked beans. They were good. Had their loaded potato salad, which almost looked like ice cream, but it had like bacon and it had like all the stuff.
The way they scooped it did.
And then what else did I have? Coleslaw. And I'm picky about my slaw, and their slaw was good. So if you're in this area and you don't go to Thatcher's, go ahead and take a hammer and smash your thumb because you deserve it. That's how good it was.
That's mean. No, it really was like worth going to. If anything, maybe you don't have to cook one night. Go down there and see if you can get some barbecue to go and bring it back to your campsite.
Yeah.
Another thing to do is just enjoy the nature of the state park. Hike, bike, do all the nature things. And so we did get a little clip here of one of the park rangers who was so sweet and kind to explain the map to me. Because honestly, the map was a little confusing to me, but once he broke it down, I was like, oh, this is actually quite easy. So
this part of the park is mostly for hiking and biking,
okay,
and equestrian use. Okay, there's
Ooh, nice.
one trail that's pedestrian only, and there's one trail that you can take horses on. Okay, that's the Cloudland Connector Trail. That's this heavy dashed line here.
Okay.
It starts up here inside the park, inside this part of the park. You go up like you're going to the disc golf course, through the four-way stop sign right here, go left.
Okay.
Go to the four-way stop sign, go left.
Okay.
Take your next left at the top of the hill. No, I'm sorry, go straight. Do not take the next left, go straight. And you'll see the parking area for the Cloudland Connector Trail.
Okay.
And it goes for about 7 to 8 miles through this part of the park.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And then off of it there are miles and miles of other trails. It's a fairly easy trail. If you look here, there's a legend that shows you the degree of difficulty and what
That's great.
what can use it. So you can get there from here. You can also access all of this at two other trailheads. The Ascalon Trailhead and the Five Points Trailhead will get you right into Five Points.
Oh, thank you. That is
But
so
if
helpful.
you want to start from here, go up to the top of the hill and take the Cloudland Connector Trail. You'll cross the highway, and then all this is just miles of intersecting bike paths.
Okay.
The only one that you can't use a bike on is the Can't Hardly Trail, this brown one. That's foot travel only. Okay. We do not provide horses. You have to have your own horse.
Oh, it's your own. It's
yes,
like
with your own
equestrian
horse.
at your own supply.
Yes, bring your own horse and
Bring
your own bike.
horse.
Actually, we do rent bikes, but you have
good.
you have to bring your own horse.
Okay, bring your own horse.
Yeah.
What about the yellow? You told me all the yellow was hiking. You didn't say
All
that
of
what
this
the
part
orange
of-
was, or did we?
All of this part from this highway here
Okay.
over, all of these trails are mostly hiking trails.
Okay.
The Cloudland Connector Trail starts right here, but all these others are hiking only. No bike traffic allowed.
Okay. Thank you so much for that explanation. Way better than I could have done.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So they have tons of hiking there, and the kind of the general consensus on this is like go early. The earlier the better, because the park does get busy, and it is trails, and they're not super wide trails, so you do have to kind of wait and let people pass and get back and forth. So we went to Cherokee Falls.
Good morning. We're taking an early morning hike in Cloudland Canyon, North Georgia. And as we're recording this little morning trip, we just had our coffee. That's why we look groggy and tired. Not very far into it, you've got this little map here that tells you, or asks you basically, which trails you want to take. We did the overlooks last night, so we're gonna go this way and do the waterfalls. Jarrett says he needs an escalator. So, Cloudland Canyon, could you put in an escalator, please? Lots of steps on this trail, so I'm often wondering what it's like coming back up.
It's a pretty easy hike. It's not that big of a deal to do that one. That was kind of like a warm-up for us. And then we went to Hemlock Falls. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Which is nothing but stairs.
Should have done our squats, Jarrett.
If I'd done my squats, I wouldn't have done this.
We're not there yet. We're winded. We're out of shape. We suck. We know. So this is Hemlock Falls. Well, the whole park has over 35 miles of hiking and biking trails. But Cherokee was very short and quick. It was so easy. And you can actually, if you're camping on the east side, you can cut right down between the cabins. Okay, remember the camp host site, 56? If you go right between 56 and this cabin, keep going down that little hill just a little bit. There's some steps there. It will take you right to Cherokee, the steps to Cherokee Falls. It's super easy to cut through right there instead of going all the way to the main entrance and by the overlooks and around all these cabins. If you're already here in the campground, you can go right here and save yourself.
Yeah,
very
probably.
quick.
It was maybe, just call it 20.
And I will say, pro tip, I would do Cherokee first, because if you decide to do Hemlock first and you're out of shape, you may not want to do Cherokee. Because coming back up the stairs from Hemlock Falls was work. And thank God they've got little landings along the way.
With benches.
With benches. You can stop and have a snack, take out your waters, get a drink.
Well, there was somebody had wrote to Cherokee Falls was 42 steps. And I think that's actually probably the number of stairs.
That's probably pretty accurate.
And then to Hemlock Falls was like 335 steps.
Okay, so we thought that the waterfall wasn't much to look at, but I think I watched other videos where there's a lot more water in different seasons of the year. So maybe it just didn't have enough runoff.
Well, the waterfall wasn't very waterfall-y.
Right.
So
maybe it's been dry in Georgia.
Yeah, so if it's a thing of like it's just been a dry summer and there's just not much water coming over the waterfall, let us know. 'Cause I think
it was a trickle.
Yeah, me and Olivia, and it's so hard. So when you've been in some of these national parks, but me and Olivia were trying to compare it to Glacier and how they had like those waterfalls, which is not fair to Georgia.
Glacier, not a comparison at all.
Yeah, that's what. But Olivia was like, it's kind of hard to like get like ooh and ah over this when we've seen some of the places we've seen.
Yeah, it was still a very beautiful hike. But I was surprised at the little trickle instead of but my first thought was, oh, it's dead of summer. We're pushing into the early fall. Maybe it's been dry here like it has been in Kentucky and there's just not any runoff. So comment below and let us know if you've seen it with like a massive amount of water and we need to go back at a different time of year. There is another hike you can do on your way down. There's signs everywhere. It's very easy. You won't get lost. That takes you to, I think it's called Sitton's Gulch. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. We'll put it in the text, but I think that one is a 6-mile hike.
Could be.
But after Hemlock, you're not going to want to do it.
Oh, we did the first night we were there. We did walk up and there were some overlooks. And so we walk to the overlook and it's like, they had a sign and it's like the main overlook to the right. It's like pointing, go this way. And we go to the overlook and we're like, is this the main overlook? And you go a little piece and you see another sign. So we did go out to the main overlook. That was really, really pretty. If you got decent, you don't even have to have good knees. If you have decent knees, you can do that.
That one was very easy, I'd say.
And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. That was like a alligator bite.
We did a whole lot of campfire cooking this weekend. And so we had some wins, we had some fails. If you want to see us fail miserably at something, you should probably stick around. But when I say we did a lot of campfire cooking, that would be Valerie.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun cooking over the fire. So if you want to stay tuned for that, we're going to move on into that. Otherwise, we will say see you on our next adventure. Okay, we interrupt this regular scheduled program to bring you some really good cookies from Miranda Lambert's new cookbook. Y'all Eat Yet by Miranda is really cute. She tells some really fun stories in here. Matter of fact, she tells a story about when she first got her first record deal, how she bought a 52 Airstream Flying Cloud. And she talks about her, camping years and hitting the road. And I just wanted to read a little piece to you because I thought it was really sweet. And this pertains to like the RV community and how this is. It says, the beauty of Airstream is all about being halfway. halfway gone because you're on the road and halfway home because you're pulling your little home, your little extra home behind you. You've got somewhere to go wherever you are, that's yours. And the people who love that kind of easy living find each other. Isn't that so true? She's got some camping recipes in here, so I think you guys might actually like this cookbook. I'll link it in the description if I can. But we're gonna try her peanut butter cookies for Santa. But they're so easy that I thought it could be an easy fire recipe. So Jared's starting the fire, which are you starting the fire? He just walked in.
Fire started.
Okay. And I'm just going to mix these simple ingredients together, and then we're going to put them on the cast iron skillet and see how well they do over the fire. Okay, so really simple ingredients. All it calls for is 1 cup of crunchy peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, which I've already measured out and brought with me, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, we're just going to eyeball that, and 1 little egg. Just going to mix that up and roll them into balls and see how it goes. That looks to be about right, don't it? A cup of sugar sounds like an awful lot, especially with peanut butter that already has sugar in it. I think let's just kind of go with 3/4, okay? I'm not sure about it. It says about 15, but I have a feeling this is probably gonna like just melt all together in one big cookie. I could be way wrong. I really don't know. I've never done this before. Okay, you guys ready for this? This could be a big giant mess. So it'll either be a success or a big giant mess, and you can just laugh at me, it's fine. It's awfully hot and like right over the fire. So maybe we should flip them like pancakes. Actually, Jarrett, we should move the fire. Okay, they're all burnt, except maybe those two. We need to get it off the fire. This one could be saved. They didn't work out, guys. Here's what happened. I knew in my gut it shouldn't have been over the flame. It should have just been over the hot wood, like coals, you know? But I was just going with what Jarrett was doing, and Jarrett put it over the fire, and so it's Jarrett's fault.
Story of my life.
It is kind of baked. I mean, like, it really has good flavor. But I needed it to stick together, and I think to do that, we didn't need to burn the bottoms. We needed to get it off the fire. Okay, last night's peanut butter cookies didn't work out as planned. We know what we need to do to try again, but moving on, no worries, because I brought a few more things that I want to try. So if you're sticking around, these could be some fun recipes you would like to. Again, from Miranda's book, we're going to try a couple more things here. So we're going to try her spiced hot crackers and pimento cheese. So for the spiced hot crackers, real simple. All you need is saltine crackers, canola oil, red pepper flakes, and a packet of ranch dressing. A Ziploc bag, and of course, you know, campers, you should take some collapsible cookware with you, so a measuring cup would be good. Okay, let's see how they turned out. You feel like they need more shaking? I don't know. I think they're good. Let me just try one. No, these are really good. Okay, up next, pimento cheese. this pimento cheese doesn't actually have pimentos in it, which was surprising to me. We're very, very picky about our pimento cheese. So I thought I'd give it a try. This is made with red pepper and jalapeno instead. All you need for this one is sharp cheddar cheese, diced onion, which I've already chopped up, very tiny diced red pepper I've already chopped up, very tiny diced jalapeno, which I made Jarrett chop up because me and jalapeno don't get along, especially if it gets in my eyes, olive oil, and of course mayo. We're just going to heat up the pepper and onion real quick, stir it all together, and then we should have a really good dip for our crackers. Okay, while we're waiting on the peppers and onions to cool, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the cheese. Right up my alley. Let's go. How much jalapeno you think? How much you think you want, guys? Let's go with, start with a little bit. How's that looking so far? Okay, these aren't really cool yet. I want to get them out of the pan so they'll cool faster. I normally would just, if I'm cooking something with it, I'd just throw it right in, but we don't really want to melt that cheese too much. I mean, you want the bite of the cheese, right? You don't want melty pimento cheese or cheese spread for your crackers. So let's let that cool for a few minutes. Okay, I think we're good now. Give it a little taste just to see. Okay, that's good too. Let's like shape it into a pretty ball like Miranda did. Oh, hers isn't necessarily a pretty ball. What?
Can make me fatter?
Yeah, you need to try this. Miranda Lambert's pimento cheese and spiced crackers.
That's good. Just for me? Thank you.
I figured you'd say that. All right, and up next we're gonna make some hot ham and cheese in the pie iron over the fire. And what I'm using here is just like a little half loaf of artisan bread. I think potato bread holds up pretty well also in the pie iron. I hope the artisan bread does good. It's what I had at home. I just got like a couple tablespoons of melted butter here that I'm trying not to overdo it, but at the same time, we want it buttery and delicious, don't we? Basically, you just need some Colby and some ham, right? With that. Let's see if these even fit in the pie iron or if I have to cut around them. Yeah, those look good. Lunch is served. So I think our campfire meals we made this weekend were really good and delicious, especially the crackers and cheese. And the ham sandwiches. That was a great lunch.
Those ham sandwiches were good.
Yeah, but comment below. Let us know if you have a special way that you bake cookies over the fire. Now, I know that Miranda's cookies will be good if you just make them in the oven. But I didn't want to make them in my camper oven. I wanted to make them on the fire this time. So didn't quite work out for us. Let us know if you have a better way. And comment below. We'd appreciate your insight on baking over the fire. That'd be good.
Yeah, and we'll let you know if your recipe's any good or not. So
right. Just type it out for us. We'll try it again and we'll get back to you. See you on our next adventure, guys.
See you guys.